Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Suresh Kumar Turka from Government College Bheria, Pihova, Kurukshetra. Today we are going to discuss on the topic quality of work life across nations of the paper International Human Resource Management. Dear students, after completing this module, you will be able to understand the concept of quality of work life, to know about the objectives of quality of work life, to understand the quality of work life parameters, to explain the factors influencing the quality of work life, and you can discuss quality of work life practices across nations. Introduction. Quality of work life is a relatively new concept which is defined as the overall quality of an individual's working life. The total lifespan of human beings can be classified into three categories, and these categories are family life, working life, and social life. These three divisions of human life are interrelated and interconnected. Failure of any one can affect the quality of the others badly. So, the total quality of work life of the people depends on the quality of family life, work life, and social life. In order to improve the total quality of life of the people, a balance between family life, work life, and social life is essential. The economic development of a nation lies in the improvement of the quality of life of its people. All economic activities are directly or indirectly aimed at achieving better quality of work life. People spend a major part of their time in some economic activities like agriculture, industry, mining, fishing, etc. The efficiency of each activity depends on the quality of work life of the people. A high quality of work life leads to a better quality of life of the people and vice versa. Thus, quality of work life has been considered as a means and at the same time end in itself. It is an end because the total quality of life can be achieved only through the quality of work life. As a means, the experience gained through work life helps workers to acquire excellence, competence, and better skills which are necessary for the total development of any person. Meaning and nature of quality of work life. The term quality of work life may have different meaning to different people. Some consider it as an industrial democracy or co-determination with increased employee participation in the decision making process. For managers and administrators, it may be the improvement in productivity. Unions and workers may interpret it as more equitable sharing of profits, job security, and healthy working conditions. Others view it as improving social relationship at workplace through autonomous work groups. Management consider it as a broader view of changing the entire organization climate. Quality of work life is the favorableness or unfavorableness of a job environment for people who refer to the quality of relationship between employees and the total working environment. In this exhibit, we are seeing the different factors which affect the quality of work life, and these factors are safe and health, work environment, growth and security, social relevance, total life space, social integration, adequate and fair compensation, and development of human beings. Some definitions of the quality of work life. According to Harrison, quality of work life is the degree to which the working organization contributes to material and psychological well-being of its members. It is a process of joint decision making, collaboration and building mutual respect between management and employees, and also concerned with increasing labor management cooperation to solve the problems, improving organizational performance and employee satisfaction. Then next definition is according to American Society of Training and Development. Quality of work life is a process of work organization which enable its members at all levels to actively participate in shaping the organization's environment, methods and outcomes. This value based process is aimed towards meeting the twin goals of enhanced effectiveness of the organization and improved quality of life for the employees. Broadly, the concept of quality of work life involves four major aspects, and number one is safe working environment, then occupational health care, stable working time and the appropriate salary. The safe working environment provides the basis for a person to be happy at work. The work should not pose a health hazard for the person. The employers and employees are aware of their risks and rights and could achieve a lot of for their mutual benefit. In recent years, there has been increasing concern for quality of work life due to the following factors, and these factors are increase in educational level and consequently job aspirations of the employees, the different association of workers, then the significance of human resource management, widespread industrial conflict and growing of knowledge in human behavior, etc. Now we are going to discuss the objectives of quality of work life. The main objectives of the quality of work life are: it helps in increasing the individual productivity, accountability and commitment. Then second one is it also improves the morale of the employees. With the help of quality of work life, we can make better communication and it also useful in the teamwork. Then quality of work life reduces the organizational stress and improves employee satisfaction. Quality of work life also provides the adequate human resource development programs. It is also useful in better management of ongoing changes and transitions. Workers' participation in management at all levels is also useful in shaping the organization, and it also strengthens the workplace learning. In this slide, we are going to discuss the various factors which influencing the quality of working life, and these factors are job satisfaction, workplace stress, workplace conditions, working hours and wages and personal characteristics. Now we are going to discuss in detail all these factors. Number one is the job satisfaction. It means that the different individuals who are working in the organization are satisfied with their position of employment. The different factors like workplace environment, working group, income and nature of job determine that how satisfied an employee is with his job. An individual who is satisfied with his job will experience a better quality of working life in comparison of an employee who is not satisfied with his job. Then second factor is the workplace stress. It means the amount of stress felt by an individual on the workplace. It may caused by different factors like duty hours, nature of work, peer group, etc. An employee who has stressfully related more work is more likely experience stress at workplace. Workplace stress often leads to the stress outside workplace. This stress is the cause of experiencing low quality of work life. Next factor is the workplace conditions. Workplace conditions influence the performance of employees, and it includes all those conditions which impact on the body and mind of the employee. So, working conditions should be as per the norms of Factory Act and other rules and regulations from time to time which are framed by the government. Then working hours and wages. The total working hours can also influence the quality of working life. The employees who work during unusual hours are more likely to report lower quality of working life. An individual who has very few working hours at the workplace is not likely to receive enough money to maintain his standard of living, while an individual who is working for too many hours is likely to experience workplace stress and decline in social relationship. An individual who is receiving a low wage, especially in comparison to how difficult their job is, will have a lower quality of working life. Next factor which influence the quality of working life is the personal characteristics. Quality of working life may be affected by personal characteristics by an employee. Personal characteristics can affect a workplace through how it is perceived or how job duties are performed. An individual who is anxious in social situations, for example, will report a lower quality of working life if this situation requires constant daily interaction with other people. Other personal characteristics such as shyness, depression and general happiness can also affect the overall quality of working life. Theory of motivation and quality of work life. The elements that are relevant to an individual's quality of work life include the task, physical work environment, social environment within the organization, administrative system and relationship between the life and job. The quality of work life consists of opportunities for active involvement in group working agreements or problem solving that are of mutual benefit to employees and employers based on labor management cooperation. The theories of motivation and leadership provided a sound base for the concept of quality of work life. Maslow explained the complexity of human nature by describing various levels of human needs and satisfaction. According to Maslow, these levels are physical needs, safety needs, social needs, esteem needs and self-actualization needs. The theory propounded by Maslow is known as need hierarchy theory. As the name suggests, these needs are arranged in a lowest to the highest hierarchy. Unless the lower order needs are first satisfied, the physiological needs have to be satisfied before one move up to the social needs and so on. As soon as the lower order needs are satisfied, the people seek the satisfaction of higher order needs. But important question is, what really motivates the worker? Herzberg went a step further to describe hygiene factors and motivating factors. According to Herzberg, the hygiene factors include company policy, supervision and interpersonal relationships, working conditions, salary, status and security. An employee would not experience long-term satisfaction from favorable hygiene factors, but unfavorable hygiene factors will lead to long-term dissatisfaction which can improve employee performance. McGregor, in his famous theory X and theory Y, exposition presented two opposite sets of assumption. Theory X is based on assumptions and beliefs which are based on the study of many people at work and the nature and structure of many organizations and their styles of supervision. In these slides, a comparison of the Maslow's hierarchy theory and Hertzberg's hygiene factors theory are compared. As we are saying, Maslow's need hierarchy is based on the different needs, and these needs may be arranged in a proper order. First of all, there is the physiological needs, then security or safety needs, then affiliation needs, esteem needs, and finally the self-actualization needs. When we are going to compare the Maslow's hierarchy need to the Hertzberg's theory of motivation, then there are two types of factors, and these are the maintenance factors and second one is the motivators. The maintenance factors are salary, job security, working conditions, company policy and administration, interpersonal relations and quality of supervision. On the other hand, motivator factors are recognition, responsibility, growth in the job, challenging work and the achievement. Slide number 20. These assumptions imply that the supervisor has low opinion of the workers and still lower expectations from them. Such beliefs reduce the supervisor's effort to enhance satisfaction. Theory Y puts forward the opposite assumptions which provide a totally different picture of human nature and therefore call for a different managerial strategy. McGregor, in his theory Y, assumed that under proper conditions, people have the potential to work with responsibility. Thus, the quality of work life is very significant in the context of commitment to work, motivation and job performance. It is the degree of satisfaction the members of a work organizations are able to provide to meet the needs through their experience in the organization. The different parameters of quality of work life has been explained in this slide, and these are health and safety, welfare facilities, working conditions, compensation, career growth and development, grievance redressal mechanism and social integration at work. Quality of work life parameters. With different parameters, we can measure the quality of work life, and in these parameters, first one is health and safety. The concept of health is a broader term. It includes various aspects of life which may be evaluated either positively, such as happiness, or negatively, such as death. Health and safety of the workers are quite important in every organization. There are different aspects which enable health and safety of the workers in the workplace. They include social security measures such as insurance of workers, compensation on disablement or death, etc. They emphasized the different infrastructure such as bathrooms, restrooms, urinals, first aid boxes, medical facilities, etc. to the workers in industries. The laws also enable use of personal protective equipment such as helmets, hard hats, etc. in the workplace. Occupational health and safety is an area which is concerned with protecting the safety, health and welfare of people engaged in work. A safe and hygienic working environment shall be provided, and the best occupational health and safety practice shall be promoted, bearing in mind the prevailing knowledge of the industry and of any specific hazards. Workers' health and safety aim to protect the health, safety and welfare of workers at work and other people affected by the work. Quality of work life related to physical working conditions that ensure safety, minimize risk of illness and other occupational diseases, and provide special emphasis on the well-being of the women and children. Industrial health and safety is one of the crucial contemporary factors that influence the quality of work life of employees. Then second parameter is the welfare facilities. The term labor welfare is flexible and may have different meanings with regions, industry, country, social values and customs, degree of industrialization and political ideologies prevailing at a particular time. According to Labor Welfare Committee, it means such facilities and amenities as adequate canteens, rest and recreational facilities, sanitary and medical facilities, arrangements for travel to and from, and for accommodation of workers employed at a distance from their homes, and such other services, amenities and facilities including social security measures as contribute to conditions under which workers are employed. The constituents of labor welfare include working hours, working condition, safety, industrial health insurance, workmen's compensation, provident funds, gratuity, pension, industrial housing, restrooms, canteens and crèches, toilets, facilities, lunch, cinemas, music, reading rooms, cooperative store, playground, etc. Employee welfare measures promote the physical, social, psychological and general well-being of the working population. Welfare work in any industry aims at improving the working and living conditions of workers and their families. Welfare facilities help to develop loyalty among workers towards the organization. In this exhibit, there are the different sources of criteria which measure the quality of work life, and these are adequate and fair compensation, safe and healthy working conditions, opportunity to use and develop human capacities, opportunity for career growth, social integration in the workforce, continuation in the work organization, work and quality of life, and special reference of work. Quality of work life parameters. Working conditions. Quality of work life is dependent on various aspects of employees' work life. The first and foremost important factor among them is economic aspects. The second important aspect is working conditions. Thus, order can be compared to Maslow's hierarchy of work motivation. Abraham Maslow arranged a person's motivational needs in a hierarchical manner. He believed that once a given level of need is satisfied, the next level of need has to be activated in order to motivate the individual. Once the employee is satisfied with the monetary benefits, he aspires for higher level of needs to be fulfilled, like good working and employment conditions. However, the hierarchical model need not be in the same way. Sometimes higher order needs may emerge along with or prior to the lower level needs. This priority depends upon requirements, culture and region where the employee work. As such, physical working conditions may sometimes come prior to monetary aspects in order of performance of employees. Working conditions come under hygienic factors of Herzberg's two-factor theories of motivation. As such, theories do not motivate an employee but non-existence of good working condition do dissatisfied him. An employee normally spends 6 to 8 hours at his workplace, which is the significant part of the employee's time. So, providing good working conditions play an important role in reducing employee dissatisfaction about the job. Next parameter is the compensation. Compensation and rewards both are the motivational factors. The best performer is given the rewards, and this builds competition among the employees to work hard and to achieve both organizational and individual goals. The economic interest of people drive them to work at a job, and employee satisfaction depends at least partially on the compensation offered. Pay should be fixed on the basis of the work done, responsibilities undertaken, individual skills, performance and accomplishment of the work. Next parameter is the career growth and development. A career is evolving sequence of a person's work experiences over time. Career is typically defined as a sequence of work roles or a sequence of person's work experience over time. Career growth and development help employees expand their knowledge, their skills and abilities, and apply the competencies they have gained to the new situations. The opportunity to gain new skills and experiences can increase the employee motivation and job satisfaction, and also help workers to more effectively manage job stress. By providing opportunities for growth and development, organizations can improve the quality of their employees' work experience and realize the benefits of developing workers to their full potential. Next parameter is the grievance redressal mechanism. Grievance is a disagreement between an employee and management on the rules, terms or conditions of employment. The causes for a grievance may include, but are not limited to, complaints concerning wages, hours of work, working conditions, performance evaluations, job assignments, or the interpretation or application of a rule, regulation or policy. According to the International Labour Organization, the grounds for a grievance may be any measure or situation which concerns the relation between the employer and worker, or which affects or may affect the conditions of employment of one or several workers in the undertaking, when that measures or situation appears contrary to provision of an applicable collective agreement of an individual contract of employment, to work rules, to laws, to regulations, or to the customs or uses of the occupation, branch of economic activity or country regarded being faith. It means that an act of omission or commission on the part of the employer which affects the morale of individual workers or a group of workers give birth to grievances. High degree of conflict between labor and management lead to lower efficiency, poor quality and poor organizational performance. Therefore, grievance and conflict resolution measures serve important and useful functions for labor and management for resolving the inevitable conflicts of employment relationships and for protecting the individual rights of the employees. Next parameter is the social integration at work. The work environment should provide opportunities for preserving an employee's personal identity and self-esteem. The worker should be made to feel a sense of identity with the organization and develop a feeling of self-esteem. Openness, trust, sense of community feeling, scope for upward mobility, equitable treatment, etc. are essential for this purpose. Social integration in work organization will definitely encourage workers to act as a unity, and it also provides them a lot of team spirit. Social integration is the social relations that employees share at workplace with his superiors and subordinates. If he has strained relations with his superiors or his colleagues, his work life is naturally affected. The opportunity for socialization with colleagues is an important aspect of work life. In the present global era of business, quality of human resources is the greatest asset to any organization. Maintaining the quality of such human resources rises from maintaining the quality of work life. Better quality of work life would help in well-being of the employees as well as of the organization. Now we are going to discuss in detail the quality of work life across different nations. First of all, there is the United States of America. The USA can be taken as pioneers in developing thoughts, ideas, and identifying various dimensions of quality of work life. Richard Walton, an American professor, played a major role in developing the concept of quality of work life. The 8 factors he proposed to measure quality of work life, which have made the task easy worldwide. These factors have been mostly used in measuring quality of work life. The experience of the famous General Motors is to be presented while discussing quality of work life in USA. General Motors used to face labor problems like high ratio of absenteeism and labor turnover, and also high cost of production. The employee-employer relations were marked with fear and mistrust. On the whole, environment was not healthy and the production rapidly declined. The management was worried and desired a solution. Finally, they decided to launch quality of work life program involving all the workers and supervisors. The actual program was started in 1977 with the objective of developing the concept of quality of work life. The main objective of this program were to determining plan and function of both management and union and acquiring problem solving skills. The story of General Motors itself talks about future quality of work life in the United States of America. Many other organizations have taken up quality of work life improvement programs subsequently and gave excellent results like improved productivity, improved quality, and also improved labor management relations. This success made General Motors to practice the same program throughout its plants, which produced outstanding results. Today, the world's largest manufacturing organizations follow General Motors practices on quality of work life. Another experience is that American Telephone and Telegraph Company made an agreement with Communication Workers of America in early 1980s with a massive involvement of about 500,000 workers. Both management and unions felt that products such as this required teamwork, trust, and coordination. They also felt that quality of work-life improvement programs are meant to strengthen their organization, and over 80% of employees voluntary to participate in the program. A few federal agencies like National Center for Productivity (NCP) and Quality of Working Life as well as some other centers are working towards the spreading and developing the concept of work life. Quality of work life across nations, and the next country is Japan. Japan has effectively introduced various management concepts and techniques mostly developed in the West countries. But Japan also successfully operationalized some basic human values in the managerial world: honesty, discipline, sincerity, loyalty towards the organizations. The efforts made to improve upon the quality of work life in Japanese organizations, and they achieved the success due to timely and continuous applications of technological innovations like aggressive capital formations and investment policies, financial systems provided by the major banking institutions through market research, product development, careful cultivation of both domestic and foreign markets, effective and flexible management structure for decision making, highly trained, motivated and flexible labor force, continuous retirement of production techniques, quality improvements and effective resource utilization. Moreover, the Japanese approach to quality of work life improvement has two implications, and these are the flexible employment of the workforce and acceptance by the employees of technological changes. Because of job security in the large firms and the managerial philosophy that an employee is trained for the company rather than for the job, the possibility of developing a narrow occupational oriented is less. Now in Japan, job integration and self-management in the area of work organization are playing a very important role. Qualities of work-life programs have won the increasing support from management, unions and government agencies. These programs emphasize the development of climate that is concerned about the impact of work on people as well as organizations' effectiveness, leading to development of the economy. Next country is the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, important programs and early initiatives were taken during the First World War. The very basis of quality of work life emerged in the United Kingdom because of the initiative of Tavistock Institute of Human Relations, which is a non-profit organization and applies social science to contemporary issues and problems. Changing economic environment due to the impact of world war, changing technology and changing political environment due to increased government intervention brought in changes in industrial scene of the country. Slide number 40. All these changes initiated cooperation and trust between management and workers, which prepared the way for practices of quality of work life in the United Kingdom. The Work Resource Unit has claimed that it had surveyed some schemes arrangements in the workplace relating to job rotations, job enlargement, job enrichment and autonomous work groups. These schemes have been tried out in different types of industries like chemical, food beverage, engineering, electrical, paper and printing, etc. As an important step, major restructuring of job tasks was made in order to motivate the employees to work as a team. More decision-making power was delegated to the workers. As a result, morale and commitment of the workers improved and absenteeism declined by 50% and processing costs were saved to a significant extent. Now we are discussing the quality of work life in Australia. Presently, according to a research study in Australia, the quality of working life index is satisfactory, although there was room for improvement with regard to some issues of working life. The majority of employees are fairly satisfied with most aspects of working life. Australian employees felt contributed most to a good working life. The majority of Australian workers felt that having good relationship at work and having interesting and satisfying work were the most important issues for a high quality of working life. More importantly, most workers were satisfied with both of these aspects of working life. However, there were also issues of concern. A large minority of employees were dissatisfied their stress level, work and family balance, and career prospects over the next coming years. The most significant factor contributing to unacceptable stress levels was the amount of work that had to be done, followed by a poor balance between work and family responsibilities, lack of control over the way work is done, and being subject to harassment or discrimination at the workplace. Dissatisfaction with career prospects was directly affected by a lack of control over the way work is done, a distrust in senior management, concern over losing job, the amount of work that had to be done, poor treatment by immediate managers, a lack of interesting and satisfying work, and a perception that pay was not fair and reasonable compared to others doing similar works. As might be expected, the experience of work was not the same for everyone. Furthermore, there was a number of contributing factors that impacted on perceived outcomes with these particular issues. Next country is the European countries. In Europe, participation in organizational decisions by the workers, either directly or through representatives, is frequently required by law. But the extent of worker influence still varies. Several examples of worker participation programs initiated, but they serve only to illustrate some of the many forms this cooperation can take. There are as many forms of cooperative decision making as there are decisions. At present, industries all over the world are conscious of their social responsibilities and have undertaken improved social security scheme, systematic manpower planning, training program, etc. to improve the image of their organizations in the society. India. India is not lagging for behind, but in the private sectors many things are still desirable. The society in India, especially the family, is dominated by bureaucratic thinking. The Indian workers and their unions are now on the defensive. They are now more interested in the question of how to retain their jobs than in the question of how to improve their quality of life in the workplace. It is therefore not difficult to understand why the question of improving quality of work life has lost its importance in India. The quality of work life movement, which draws attention to workers' need for meaningful and satisfying work and for participation in decisions that affect their work situation. At present, there is no balance between the family and work life due to job pressure and conflicting interests and over socialization that lead to too much interest about the co-workers for satisfaction of their ego, creating problems in the minds of the neighbors. The work norms imposed on workers created too much of burden and control by their superiors. They have to follow, and the employer has right to lay off the workers due to marketing and technological factors. In India, recently many changes have been introduced in the government policies. The privatization creates many avenues for many unemployed people by reducing severity of the problem. Hence, it is absolutely necessary to improve the work environment, leading to an improvement in the quality of work life of our country. The restricting of jobs and work in the organizations impact quality of work life. However, Indian companies are guided by an important assumption that underdeveloped countries have largely not been able to solve the question of social and economic justice, and therefore the focus is not shifted to workers' inner life, as that there exists high degree of inequality in these societies. The workers are to be allowed to participate in decision making at the job level. Otherwise, civic competence and skills of their workers may be affected in job involvement. The other components of work life are differences in the wage payment or high income inequalities, which are causes the dissatisfaction among the workers. The fruits of development are to be distributed among the workers. So, the redesigning jobs and organizations on socio-technical principles are to be adopted. The socio-technical approach to job design is concerned with the interface of the harmony between personal, social and technological functioning. The quality of work life becomes relevant in developing countries like India, because in a developing country the quality of work life can become both ends and means. It is a means because the experience of participation in the decision making at the workplace and of progressive learning help. The managers in charge of human resources have to build and maintain quality of work life by providing a wide range of fringe benefits and full security, which will improve the productivity, reduce absenteeism and alienation of employees. Conclusion: the economic development of a nation lies in the improvement of the quality of life of its people. All economic activities are directly or indirectly aimed at achieving better quality of life. The efficiency of each activity depends on the quality of work life of the people. A high quality of work life leads to a better quality of life of the people and vice versa. At present, industries all over the world are conscious of their social responsibilities and have undertaken improved social security schemes, systematic manpower planning, training program, etc., to improve the images of their organization in the society. The USA can be taken as pioneers in developing thoughts, ideas and identifying various dimensions of quality of work life. In United Kingdom, as an important step of improving the quality in work life, major restructuring of job tasks was made in order to motivate the employees and to work as a team. Australian employees felt contributed most to a good working life. The quality of work life becomes relevant in developing countries like India, because in a developing country the quality of work life can become both ends and means. Thank you.